Maatruvat paradaareshu paradravyeshu loshtavat aatmavat sarvabhooteshu yah pashyati sa panditah.
Today we sit with one of the most beloved verses in all of Sanskrit literature, a verse attributed to the great strategist Chanakya and found also in the Hitopadesha. Listen to it first. Maatruvat paradaareshu paradravyeshu loshtavat aatmavat sarvabhooteshu yah pashyati sa panditah. He who looks upon the wife of another as his own mother, who looks upon the wealth of another as a mere clod of earth, and who looks upon all living beings as his own self, that person and that person alone is truly wise. Let us walk through the words slowly. Maatruvat, like a mother. The little suffix vat means in the manner of, and you will hear it 3 times in this verse because the whole teaching is built on it. Paradaareshu means toward the wives of others. Paradravyeshu means toward the possessions of others. And here is a lovely secret hiding in the language itself. The word dravya, wealth, comes from the root dru, which means to flow. Wealth, by its very name in Sanskrit, is that which flows. It never stays with anyone forever. Loshtavat means like a clod of earth, a simple lump of dry soil. Aatmavat means like one's own self. Sarvabhooteshu means in all beings, literally in everything that has come into existence. And then the key words, Yah pashyati sa panditah. The one who sees this way is the panditah, the wise one. Notice something remarkable. Chanakya does not say the one who acts this way. He does not say the one who restrains himself. He says pashyati, the one who sees. The verb comes from the root drish, to perceive. Wisdom in this verse lives in the eyes, in what arises in your mind in the very first instant of looking, before any action, before any struggle of willpower. Now, who was Chanakya? He lived around the 4th century before the Common Era. He was the advisor who raised Chandragupta Maurya to the throne of an empire, and he wrote the Arthashastra, the great manual of statecraft and economics. This was not a dreamy renunciant. This was a man who understood power, money, and human weakness better than anyone of his age. He had watched kingdoms fall, and he saw that they almost always fall through 3 doors: lust, greed, and the cold treatment of others as mere objects. This verse is his antidote to all 3. And here is the deeper teaching. A lesser teacher would say, do not touch what is not yours. That is restraint. Willpower wrestling with desire after desire has already been born. And willpower, as we all know, eventually loses. Chanakya moves the battle upstream. Change the seeing, he says, and there is nothing left to fight. If your eye already perceives another's spouse the way it perceives your own mother, no temptation ever arises to be conquered. Notice how precise his choice is. He does not say, see her as a stranger. He says, as a mother, the one person toward whom desire is impossible and toward whom You feel not coldness, but reverence and protectiveness. The other person is not pushed away, they are lifted up. The clod of earth is equally precise. A clod is not disgusting, you do not recoil from it, and it is not attractive, you do not put it in your pocket. It is simply neutral. Chanakya is not saying wealth is evil. Remember, he wrote a whole book on economics. Your own wealth you may earn and grow honorably. It is specifically the wealth of others that must turn to clay in your eyes, because that is where envy lives, and envy poisons everything it touches. And then the verse climbs to its summit. Aatmavat sarvabhooteshu. See your own self in all beings. Here, Chanakya quietly steps out of ethics and into the highest philosophy of the Upanishads. The Isha Upanishad says that one who sees all beings in the self and the self in all beings never again shrinks from anything. The Bhagavad Gita says, Panditah samadarshina. The wise are those who see with equal vision. Chanakya smuggles this highest truth into a practical manual for daily life, as if to say, all our cruelty, all our greed, all our craving comes from one single mistake, the belief that others are truly other. Modern psychology has caught up with him. What therapists today call cognitive reappraisal, changing the emotion by changing the interpretation, is exactly the operation of that little suffix what. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius practiced the same trick, deliberately describing luxuries in plain physical terms until their glamour dissolved. And neuroscience tells us the brain literally feels the pain of others in its own pain circuits. Compassion, it turns out, is trainable, which is exactly what this verse assumes. So let me leave you with a practice. Call it the second glance practice. For the next 7 days, watch your first glance. When desire flickers at the sight of someone, silently say Maatruvat and find one thing about them that evokes respect. When envy flickers at someone's success or possessions, silently say loshtavat and re-describe the object plainly, shaped metal, numbers on a screen, and feel the charge drain away. When irritation rises at a stranger, silently say aatmavat and complete this sentence. Just like me, this person is tired. This person wants to be happy. You are not suppressing anything. You are retraining the seeing itself. And ask yourself tonight, where does my first glance go? Whose prosperity secretly disturbs me? Where does my circle of self end, and who stands just outside it? Because in Chanakya's accounting, a panditah is not the one who has read the most books. A panditah is the one whose very first glance at the world is already clean. Yah pashyati, the one who sees. Sa panditah, that one is wise.
Maatruvat paradaareshu paradravyeshu loshtavat aatmavat sarvabhooteshu yah pashyati sa panditah.